My H tag tier list by CDawgVA.
I saw that my good friend Joey made a cultured tier list tags, and I thought, interesting, I might make a video of my own and compare my tastes to him. Then, Gant in Sydney also made a cultured tag list, and I had to respond. So what we're going to be doing today is that we're going to be going through my favorite tags, and if you don't know what that is, probably shouldn't be watching this video, but I'm going to be going through them, and at the end, we'll compare my lists to their lists, and we'll see who has the best taste. Obviously, I'm biased because it's my taste, and my taste is the correct taste. Originally, I was quite hesitant to make this video. Then I remembered all the other types of videos that I've made on my channel and on other channels, and the Yaoi CD, and I just realized,
Yo, what? That exists? Bro, I didn't even hear about that. That's cool.
Does it really matter if I talk about porn? I don't think it matters, all right? So
look, it's on modern YouTube. As long as you're doing it in a tasteful way, I think it passes. There's some interesting stuff on YouTube, okay? From big streamers on YouTube, big, top YouTube streamers showing their weighing on stream during FNAF streams, to denairing bungholes, to nude yoga. YouTube as a platform is very interesting, is the way we'll put it. And as long as you're doing it in a way that is generally kind of just like presenting it'll be fine.
That's what we're going to be doing today. YouTube, if you ask, my British accent, when I say porn, I mean pawn, the piece in chess. If there is...
Yeah, exactly. You hear his accent, right?
Somebody subtitling this video, it is PAWN, all right? I really would appreciate that. Anyway, I asked Joey for his tier maker list, and here we are with all of the tags that Joey included. Now, I noticed that Joey didn't include pictures. Obviously, Joey also wants to be monetized. What a smart bloke. But I'm already seeing some here that I'm not liking, and some that I do like. I would say I'm a rather predictable average man. I don't know what that means. Now, I don't really partake much in reading. Don't really do that. But I do watch. Nearly all of this is going to be from my watching experience. And some reading, I suppose. I would have loved to have done this on a live stream, but sadly I can't. But you should go and check out my live streams, by the way, if you can. And check out the videos on the CDawgVA channel. They're really good. All right, let's go! I'm trying to...
He does actually stream a lot over on Twitch. I actually haven't gone out to one of his streams, unfortunately. I need to make time to at least show up to some of them. Really cool dude, though.
He is civilized, and I'm trying to use as much of my vocabulary as possible, as I want to make this seem like an educational and a really interesting and smart series.
Right.
So first up, we're going in alphabetical order, of course. We have 𝙃𝙀𝙉𝙃. Now, of course, if you've
S tier. 100% wear the hoodie.
An anime fan for a while, you just think this is cringy. Whenever I see this, all I can think about is someone at an anime convention in 2015 wearing these damn hoodies. Even in the middle of it. I'm in the middle of the action. I'm enjoying a fine piece of media, and it pops up. Normally, I would have enjoyed it, but now I just think of sweat and BO. 𝙃𝙀𝙉𝙃 has been ruined by the internet. I think that's safe to say. I'm somebody who enjoys meme culture, I enjoy internet culture, and I can't take this genre seriously anymore. Quite frankly, it's ruined it for me. It would have been a B for me before, I think, but now I think it's a D. All right.
I do agree with that. I think I do actually agree with that take, especially because conventions are definitely a place where things go to die.
Beauty mark. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. The f is that? A dark facial mole.
Yeah, it's the mole under the eye. I don't know. I get it. It's a trope. It's like B tier.
Typically near the eye. Hold up. Is it a mole near the eye? That's it?
Mid.
That's the whole genre? How is that a genre? That's not a genre. Can I make it?
It's not necessarily a genre as much as it's like a supporting tag. Like a piece itself is not based off of beauty mark, right? It's a supportive tag. Like Nakadashi beauty mark, right? Nakadashi sub beauty mark, right? It doesn't stand necessarily on its own, but I feel it's additive or detractive to whatever it's being with.
New category, the I don't give a f category. All right. This definitely should not be a genre. I'm sorry to upset all of the 10 beauty mark lovers watching this video. This doesn't deserve a whole category. You cannot tell me that the piece of entertainment that you're watching is enhanced by a little black dot here. If I put that on my face right now, will my videos be 10 times more entertaining? Is that what you're saying? No way is someone like, I was trying to bust a nut to that, but there was just no beauty mark. There was just no beauty. What am I supposed to do? It's like they hate me. Biting. I want to remain civilized. I want people to think that I am a man of great tastes, but I have to be honest with you, it's an S for me, bro. Biting is an S. There's nothing.
I'd say it's A, probably. It depends how it's done. Like, if it's, like, gentle versus forceful. I think, like, forceful, especially if, like, it actually, like, draws liquid, quote-unquote, I think that's where I draw the line.
Thing not attractive about it.
Treat me like a piece of meat that you found on the savannah. I don't give a shit.
All right, blindfold. I realize these are stuff that I haven't considered before, but I knew I had an opinion on. Oh, no. I like blindfold. I think it belongs in the A tier. I think, you know, it spices things up on a very safe but basic level. Anybody can enjoy a bit of blindfold action, right? You don't have to be, you know, in Taken to, you know, Liam Neeson saving you. It could just be, just put the blindfold on. Just don't see what's going on, you know? You can't see. Hee XD. Put that in A tier. Body swamp. Is this common? This can't.
Yeah, actually. It can be common. It just depends on the media. Like, it depends on the story that they're telling. I don't know. It's going to be really interesting seeing how, if my answers change from the Cinder video. Once again, as somebody who actually watches High School of the Dead for the actual, like, storyline plot and the actual, like, he plot. No, like, actually watched it for the story, okay? Like, I actually, like, completely zone out on the fan service. Like, I actually watch High School of the Dead and Keijo for the plot, right? It depends how it's written, and that'll be the thing throughout this entire video for me. Depends how it's written.
Be common. I've never really... No, I have watched something. No, okay, that's a lie. I have. Oh gosh, it's not bad. It's like a Gatorade, right? Like no one ever wants a Gatorade or a Lucasade or Powerade, what any of the drinks that sound like brake fluid. You know, nobody really wants to drink them. And when you're really thirsty and you're kind of in the right mood for it, yeah, it's pretty good.
So like a Logan Paul TM Prime Energy, right?
Or maybe it's interesting. High D tier. Bondage. This is really outing me here, huh?
S.
What's that noise? Like an FBI turning up at my house. Jesus Christ. Now, this deserves a genre, right? This is a whole activity. You know, you have to buy a lot of equipment. There's a lot of pre-required knowledge to be able to do this. Yes. I don't think that Beauty Mark deserves that. I like when it's easy. I don't want to have to do much, right? I like the idea of it being very simple. In media, it's a lot more appealing, maybe. I don't really want to be tied up much there. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Being restrained slightly sounds interesting. You know, I just don't particularly want to have to buy leather stuff, keep it around the house, wash it. In the cultured media, it's a B tier. Now, cat girls, they make it look okay, all right? They make it look fine in the media, in the culture. I don't know why I'm saying media. Media is obviously, I'm just going to be using a bunch of words to describe the thing without saying the thing. I'm not
It's great. It's all good. I do this on a regular basis with everything else.
Particularly fond of them. I don't really want to I don't really want to think about that, you know? Frankly, it seems like a nightmare. When you try and kiss someone and the hair gets in the way, it's really like, whoa, it's like, you recoil. You're like, I don't want that shit going on down there, you know what I mean? And I feel like that is impossible to avoid. I don't want that shit shedding in my bed as well, frankly. The overall idea is fine. The execution is rather poor. You know, the cat girls are like, nah, nah, nah. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. That's a D for me, I think. I'm not a big fan of cat girls. I like...
This is the hottest take ever, and I kind of love it. Nah, I'd put cat girls in like C or B. I think it's overused as a trope.
Cats are S tier. Cat girls, D tier. Cheating. I've said it on Trash Taste, and I'll
actually trash. Like actually, I am. I don't know. So I once again, weird perspective, right? Actually fine with NTR. I can separate reality from fiction, right? Especially because NTR happens to oddly write in a lot more emotional stuff. It has a lot more story elements, especially because, you know, it's kind of from the perspective that I'm used to. Like, I kind of feel the NTR victim, like how the dude is always like left out. I kind of resemble that. I relate to that perspective. Cheating though, no, just solid. Like, no, bad, hate it.
Say it again. You know, when you see cheating in real life, you're like, all right, that's not good. Probably shouldn't do that. But, you know, when you see it in media and you don't see the other person getting hurt, it's kind of attractive, all right? Okay, I kind of like it. Sue me, all right? It's spicy.
I see where he's coming from, but once again, he's also coming from the same viewpoint I am, right? I can like NTR because I can separate reality from fiction, okay? There's certain things that even being able to separate reality from fiction, like there's certain things like Guro. Nope. No, I flat out refuse because it's just I'm not into it. I know there are some people that are into it, but that's Yeah, that's a whole can of worms. But like he's able to separate that reality from fiction, and clearly he has the cognizance of you see it in real life. Yeah, that's pretty bad, bro. You see it in reality or see it in fiction, and it's you see it, and maybe you don't see anyone getting hurt. Okay, kind of dig it, right? I can see where he's coming from, and I can respect his positioning on it.
Right? It's a taboo being broken, okay? There's no way I'm coming out of this looking good. That's my opinion. It's going in the 80th of my life. Cheerleader. This is one that I don't think should be a genre, but for
no, it's supportive. Like I don't know, it goes from supportive to main because there's absolutely stories that can be written around the concept of like, well, hi, I'm a cheerleader for this university team, and then I don't know, you can branch off from there, right? It can be like an NTR Nakadashi story, or it can be like a vanilla hand-holding story, or it can be a turn into like a supernatural, Code Geass style thriller, and with consequences. Right? I mean, there's a number of ways that you can take this, right? Like, it's one of those that is like. It flirts between it can be the focus, but can it also be additive or detractive?
some reason, it is a genre. I feel like cheerleaders are such a 2000 aesthetic that nobody really gives a shit about anymore. I'm going to give it an E tier because I sleep. I don't really give a shit. She can. I'm guessing that's the direct translation to pervert in Japanese.
Is that's the train one, right? But that's once again, this falls into the reality versus fiction debate, right? Like Chikon IRL are an actual problem in Japan. Other places in the world, obviously, as well. But Japan, like Chikon, are a known thing. However, in fiction, I mean, I don't know. I'd probably put that in like B or A if it's strictly fiction. That's one of those things that like happens IRL. Okay, we're gonna break that situation up real quick. Fiction, no one's getting hurt. Whatever, right? I don't know. I'm curious where he's going to put it.
That's like the people who take pictures underneath girls' skirts on the trains or try and touch them on the train or whatever. It's unfortunately very common in Japan. It's a very popular tag, I believe. I wouldn't know.
Allegedly.
To me, consent is very attractive, Getting that kind of two people into each other, very attractive to me. And I want that to be present. That's an F. That's an easy F. Comedy. I didn't know this was a genre.
Oh my god. What is it called? Oh my god. I need to consult the Google really quick. Give me a second. No, I'm not looking up anything. I'm looking at tax information, chat. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm looking at tax information. That is not what I wanted to find. There's one very specific. I don't know. Like, does Monkitsu Happening fall under this? It probably does. Dude, that is the funniest shit ever. Like that actually. Oideo Mizuryu K-Land. That's the one. Yeah, that's strict comedy. That's like lovey-dovey comedy status. That, oh my god, Monkitsu Happening is like actually like S tier, like straight up.
But I will be honest, I absolutely love a good laugh. When it catches me off guard, you have you're doing your business, and you suddenly something makes you burst out laughing. Those are some of the most genuine laughs I've ever had in my life. You know what? That's a crotch tattoo. This is a genre? I don't really.
It's less a genre, more of a supporting tag, in my opinion, right? The amount of VTubers as well who have this tattoo, right? It's good. I put it in S tier.
Have any strong feelings on it? It doesn't particularly attract me, but it doesn't repulse me. Maybe it's an E. Yeah, an E. I don't really feel too strongly about it. Dark skin hot. We like dark skin. Dark skin good.
S.
Dark skin A tier. Elf, huh? My immediate thought when I heard elf was Santa's elf. I don't think those are the ones they meant though. I have seen a few with elves. And I hate to admit it, god damn, they're good. I think it just happens to be that the stories with elves are pretty good. So I'm going to give that a B, I think.
There are two types of elves in fiction. There are the standard elves, quote unquote, that is, D&D, Tolkien inspired, right? Because for all intents and purposes, J.R.R. Tolkien definitely inspired fantasy for decades to come, right? Our perception of modern elves, I think, can really be traced back to, things like The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings and even The Silmarillion to a degree, right? His expanded works, right? But then you also have Bosmer from Elder Scrolls, who are just Look, all I'm saying is if a Bosmer walked out of an Iliad ruin and he had like a mesh tank top, some like cargo shorts, like in 𝙃𝙀𝙉𝙉𝙃, some jorts, and you smoking a crack pipe, that's peak Bosmer behavior.
Exhibitionism. According to Google, exhibitionism is somebody who likes to flash themselves publicly to others. I was gonna say I'm not into that, but then I remembered all my YouTube videos. And there has to be something underlying there.
I would probably put it in like B. I think it depends on the situation. Obviously, once again, separation between reality and fiction, right? And we actually had a discussion on this recently in regards to kink talk, where, you know, people are in Walmart, they're putting their fingers in their mouths. Like, bro, come on. If there are dangers of a minor being present, I don't care if you're an adult. I don't care if you both or all consent to the act. If there is a danger of a minor or mixed company present, don't. Okay? Be an adult. In fact, there's going to be ways to discuss. There's probably even better ways of doing it rather than just, you know, going to local place, going to place where you might risk getting caught. Like, I'm sure there's absolutely avenues for this that I'm sure the actual kink community can discuss, right? I'd actually really love a Lewdcast, Project Melody Lewdcast bit on that. Actually, I think that'd be a really cool and educational bit, right? But like, it's in the reality portion of it, it gets really risque, and it's that fear of getting caught. I understand that, but at the same time, if there is mixed people, if there is someone who's potentially underage that's going to see that, you are at fault. You are the adults in the situation. You're choosing to not be the adult in the situation. You're choosing to expose yourself to people that did not consent or cannot consent. In a fiction setting, I think what appeals is that breaking out of your shell aspect, that you know, not being so reserved, being confident, or even giving into your carnal desires and instincts, right? I think that's where that comes from, and it appeals to a lot of people. I mean, it's not just the, you know, complacency and normalcy, but it's that daring, that go-getter, that lack of caring if you're caught, you know, wanting to embrace your carnal instincts. I think that's why it appeals. I would probably throw it somewhere in like probably C tier, C or B. Yeah, actually, this is a really good episode in terms of actually like like fiction versus reality.
I'm not addressing, so I'll give it a C. A nice C. Eye patch? What is this, like a bunch of Pirates of the Caribbean fans? What's going on here? Why is eye patches a genre? If Joey gave some 5-minute rant onto why he loves eye patches, I'm gonna have to bollock him. Next up, we have fangs. I mean, alright.
Eye patch is gonna be like, I don't know, B. I don't know why it's a thing. In terms of, actually, I think all my models have fangs. Yeah, I think they have fangs too. Yeah. I don't know. I guess I'm biased. I don't know. Like B tier.
Fang there, right? This is fine. I just feel like it's beta biting. Just get bitten. As much as I don't think this needs to be a genre, I will admit it's pretty hot. It's pretty hot. B tier. Forced. Oh, I think this is Joey's way of trying to get this video monetized. I think I've made...
I mean, like, from a fiction standpoint, A tier. But that's with the understanding that it's like all sides, if that makes sense. So not just, you know, say the female character, right, being the target of it, but also the male character being the target of it, which, I mean, does exist. Like, there are works that do delve into that. Often this can come in the, can compared with NTR, but it's not exclusive by any means. I don't know. Different. I like it. But once again, consent is king, especially in reality. As it turns out, dear viewer, you can do this in reality. As long as all parties consent, you do it safely, which is possible. But people don't ever want to get to the point or have those conversations where it can be possible. Remember, a single no is still a no, even if it's you saying no.
My opinions on this very apparent, along with the Chican stuff. I'm just not into it. F for forced. Fair. Very safe way of writing that, Jerry.
I mean, honestly, fair. Like, I respect it. 100%.
Freckles. This genre should not exist. Yeah. I admit, freckles are quite cute. I do enjoy a freckle or two. But does it need to be its own category? I feel like if your experience isn't wildly improved by one of these being included, it shouldn't be a genre. Futanari. I don't personally partake in...
Oh my god, dude. Did you see what Twitter was talking about recently? Oh my god, can I find the post? I might not actually show it because I think it actually delves into politics. There was a Steam post and people were we're talking about it on Twitter recently, and it was like, are there any non-woke Fuda games? Oh my god, the back and forth was awful. I can't share the replies on that. Like, it was awful. Like, we were talking, like, people were getting on to like mass euthanization subjects. Like, whoa. Personally, I don't care. Be somewhere in there, don't care. Have at it.
This, you know, I think if you're into this, something needs to be addressed there, right? And if you've addressed it, fantastic, good for you.
Sure.
I'm okay on this one. I think I'm good. I think I'm good. This is one of those categories that I've clicked on, and I'm watching it, and I'm just like, what the f is going on?
What is it?
I feel like imagination is a fantastic thing, but truly a terrifying thing. And Futanari is a perfect example of that. That's an F for me. Glasses. This shouldn't be a genre.
What is it? Megane? I mean, like, technically you can have something revolving around glasses, but I think the issue you run into is, like, if you rely on something superficial like Megane, right? Literally glasses, right? I mean, what else is there? What substance is there? Is it vanilla? Is it NTR? Is it Gyaru? Like, what other supporting tags? Spats, hot pants, like ponytail. Like, what are you pairing it with, right? Grats, you have potential. You have an audience, but why should the audience care? What about this superficial glasses are you going to pair with to make it actually have substance?
It is really, really hot, though. I do want to kind of give this one a C, because I'm never disappointed when there's glasses. You know, I'm always watching out for that girl. I think, oh, she's up to something. Heart pupils. Joey, what on it?
Yeah, I don't know. This has been a really recent one. There's a couple other trends that have popped about in the recent years, none of which I want to go to any specific detail right now about. But there's definitely been some trends that have showcased, and heart pupils have really, really taken off in popularity. I don't know. I'm mixed on it. That being said, my waifu model literally has, white heart pupils as one of my toggles, but it's also a shitpost. Like, that's the whole point why I have my waifu model. It's a shitpost. Like, when in Rome, right? When in Rome, bang Caligula. Wait, that's not right. When in Rome, have a waifu model with heart pupils. That's the one. It just works. It's one of those charm points, I think, that just gets attention.
What in tarnation is half of this stuff? Heart pupils. I don't think this should be a genre. I don't really give a shit. I find that it doesn't really take away from anything. I feel like every other category that
it's D. It's actually detracted from works for me.
We've had before this would have way more of an impact. You know, this is just I don't give a shit. But horns, okay. I kind of understand. Yeah, I kind of get it. I kind
of get it. just pause. Let this image sink in regards to horns. Yeah, no, I could see it. I don't know, probably like B tier. It has to be done correctly.
Get it, you know, it's something to grab onto. You know, when you want to get up to the shelf, you know, you can.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, get up there. So I understand that this could be very useful. I think I would give this a D. You know, it's fine. Horror. Now, I would argue that.
Nah, I don't know, dude. Like, I don't know. I could see something High School of the Dead being classified under horror. But if we start getting to, like, I don't know, like Elfen Lied territory, which is a few issues with that. Elfen Lied territory, if we're into psychological horror with something like Evangelion territory, even then there's issues with Evangelion. Like, I guess it depends, right? I mean, are we talking like what type of horror? Are we talking about like body horror, psychological horror, like atmospheric horror? Are we talking horror that's going to lead to things like Guro being in there as well? Are we going to talk about like, you know, is this an NTR force situation? Like, I think that this is one of those that I don't know, requires more information on for me. Like, I'm not even gonna rank this other than requires more information because it's very subjective. Like, if we're gonna dive into the actual body horror aspect of it, like if we're gonna go, you know, people start losing limbs or something like that. No, like that is a hard pass. I'm good. If we're starting to delve into, I don't know, High School of the Dead territory. I don't know. Like, it's such a weird one for me. Like, I'm not gonna rank it because there's too many conversations I have here to give even a remotely overarching answer. So call it a cop-out if you will. I can't in good faith really pin down an answer. And even then, depending on its body, psychological, depending on what brand of horror, I technically have a different ranking for each of those.
Futanari is horror, but I suppose it's not. I was going to give it a D for being kind of like, all right, whatever. But then I saw that Simpsons thing and...
What?
Yeah, okay, wow.
What?
Humiliation. Well, that's just my
I mean, I'm just a bottom, so I mean, this immediately goes to like A tier.
YouTube channel. In a nutshell, there's ones where humiliation is fine, but I don't want it to be life-ending humiliation. There's a lot of them where I'm like, okay, this is like a little too much. Like, did you really have to expose this man in front of his whole family and tell his credit card information to all his nephews who play Fortnite? Like, that's gonna be drained instantly.
No.
Like, this is humiliating. When it's humiliation,
That hurt as somebody who had people talk to me when I worked in finance about their kids getting their credit cards and buying stuff for like Roblox and Fortnite. That actually hurt me on a deep level. I took like 1d4 damage off of that.
that can kind of be fixed quite easily, or you know, it's not too bad.
Right.
It's pretty hot. It's pretty hot.
A little bit of spice, a little bit of zest, throw it in A tier, right? It can be complimentary. Yes, you can absolutely have humiliation as a main tag. Like, it could be the focus of a story, right? Like, throw that with, I guess, exhibitionism, right? You can absolutely have it as a mainstay. But I think that it works very well as that spice, that zest, that, like, additive, complementary ingredient.
So, for that reason, I'm going to give it a D as well. Impregnation.
No.
S tier.
I've spoken to people who like this, and they can never really fully explain to me why they like it. And even when they do, I find that it's a very bizarre answer. What about the impregnation part do you like? Because it's clearly not the pregnancy, because you're not waiting around for that shit. You're not having to deal with all the children shit. You don't have to go to the hospital every 2 months to get a checkup. I better give this an E.
See if I can give a crack at this. If I had to explain it, I think it's the personability of it. I think that it would have to be... I'm having to, like, actually psychoanalyze this right now. Give me a second to actually formulate a response. I guess it kind of mirrors finality in a sense, right? Like, in terms of human-on-human interaction for the results of procreating... Like, that's kind of a, like, binary, are you preggers, yes, no? I think if I had to give a definitive answer on it, it has to do with, like, the psychological aspect of people intermingling to a degree, kind of a finality, a finish to an act, so to speak, a finale, if you will, it being an action you can't really... redact, I guess is the word I'm going for, but very specifically what I'm talking about is cell hitting egg, right? Like actual act of fertilization, if that makes sense. I am trying to explain it in as like broad strokes as possible. Like, it's hard. It's more of a psychological aspect than a physical one, I think, if I had to point at it. If that helps, like, actually, like, steer understanding my reasoning on it. Yeah, I think it comes down to more of a psychological things. Humans are weird, dude.
I don't get it. It's not for me. It's not for me. All right, 𝙃𝙀𝙉𝙏𝘼𝙄. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know what the it is. I stopped paying attention at Yandere. That shit was cringe. 𝙃𝙀𝙉𝙏 sometimes refers to a character who's often cold, blunt, and cynical. They may even seem very emotionless and stoic on the outside.
S tier. I mean, I was thinking of 𝙃𝙀𝙉𝙏𝘼𝙄. S tier.
On the inside, they're very caring. In real life, 𝙃𝙀𝙉𝙏s can just be straight up confusing and annoying. When it's in the porn chess piece, TM, it's not bad. I think I like it.
I mean, you can have a really good emotional story with a 𝙃𝙀𝙉 who ends up opening up, right? Like, literally just think of 𝙃𝙀𝙉𝙏𝘼𝙄 as Ark from High School of the Dead, right? How cool, this strong, independent woman, you know, doesn't really care. Cares about a couple things, but doesn't really care. Ends up, you know, saying, hey, these are my concerns, right? Like, apocalypse happened. I feel just as at home as I did about beating literal dude who is trying to, like, come at me on the street, right? I mean, like you could have a really cool emotional story come out of that. Like, a story with a hook, line, and sinker. You have a situation where, you know, they have a whole developmental arc, and that could end with them still kind of being that emotionless detached, so to speak. But like you have a full story there. It is an opportunity to not use it as necessarily a dere piece, right? Like, hey, here's your respective dere for the series, right? You know, your whole cast of dere figures, but you have the ability to use it as an overarching trope and then to flesh out the trope into a well-liked character. So, I mean, yeah, when well done, I agree, A tier.
C tier. All right. It. No, B. Yeah, B tier. Fuck. Lactation.
I don't know. It throws me off, dude. Like, I gotta put that in like D or F. It just throws me off. It's such a token tag that I don't know. I can't get into it.
It's all right. It's free milk, innit? I do enjoy the fact that you can receive nutrition through the act. Oh my god, it's got to be a nightmare to clean up. I haven't really actually seen many with it. Sometimes I've seen it, I'm like, you know, it's not that bad. It's fine. I don't hate it. And others, I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ, woman, think of the mess. This is a wood floor. It's gonna soak in.
Oh my god, no. Not the wood floor. Please. Oh no, imagine if it's like 70s or 80s shag carpet. Oh no. Dude, that carpet has seen so much. Please give that carpet a rest.
So for that reason, it's probably a D tier for me. Maid. I despise maid cafes. I hate all of that. There's something about it in fantasy that is just... Oof. I don't know why. I like it so much. In my media, I consume it and I enjoy it. It's very enjoyable. I really like this. Damn it, it's hot. Okay.
It's really funny. So I'll put maid in like B tier or something like that. I think, what is it? The maid outfit that is most popularized is the French maid outfit. It's really funny because I am so aggressively German by nature. Like, I'm not from Germany, right? I don't even think I have family in Germany. I think I have family in Austria. Heard allegedly one of them had a castle, but I have nothing to substantiate that. But even doing sword stuff in SCA, like, I just, like, even without thinking, I just get told, yeah, the way that you're fighting is just very German. If it's, we've, on a number of times on stream or in videos, I'll have no idea what something is, right? And then I'm like, oh yeah, no, I like that. I really like what it's doing. And somebody will point out, Kip, you realize that's German. And I'm like, fuck. This is all to say, subtext being, as much as I like the French maid outfit, Germany and France don't necessarily have the best relationship. I don't know. Just wanted to share that little bit about just like being aggressively German despite not being German, I guess. I don't know. I showed, I can't show it because it actually ties to my actual family name, but I looked up my family crest, allegedly, that's held, and I think it's the Vatican archives, I think. Because I was told that our crest was one thing, but then I looked it up, and the crest is another thing completely. And like, it's really funny. Because one of my mods just looked at it, and it's just like, Kip, you confuse me, and now your family crest just confuses me even more. Like this just hurts. Oh my god! Just like, yeah, I guess the German blood just activates. I don't know. Back to the subject at hand. I don't know. Lactation. I haven't been into it. I don't know. Like, I get the fascination. I get it. I really like it.
Hey, it's S tier for me. All right, fine. Clean me up. Next, we have Miko. What the f is that? Like,
yeah, I have no idea what this is. I thought of Sakura Miko from Hololive. We're definitely talking about two different things.
Hatsune Miko? Is that like a budget Hatsune Miku? Miko, a half divine, half human being sent from the heavens, has supernatural, badass powers, and has a major influence on women. If there are...
Okay, that's not the series I was thinking of. Okay. Oh, like... B tier if it's done well. Shrine Maiden, something like that. Man, C tier trope.
God, they must be able to dominate, right? So I quite enjoy that. I haven't really experienced many of these. I like the idea of you know, half god, half human hybrid. That sounds pretty good. Why not? Hell yeah. Sure, let's do it. B tier. Monster Girl. How do I feel about Monster Girls? You know, I don't really know, because I've seen some where I think, oh, that's quite hot, that. And there's others where I'm just like, oh, gee, oh, fucking a horse? I think it's...
Dude, he had me till the finale there. Oh my god. Why was that so funny? Why was that actually funny? Like, oh my god, like, it actually killed me. I need a minute. Whoa. Hook, line, and sinker. He had me till that fourth quarter. Oh my god. I need to hear that again.
And there's others where I'm just like, oh, gee, oh, fucking... A horse? I think it's just one bit better than Catgirl for me, so it's probably a C tier. Muscles.
Depends, man. I mean, we have, like, what, great chest ahead Quaalag memes? I don't know. It depends on the monster. It can be up to, like, A tier. It can be down to D tier. Like, God, it's so mixed.
Love muscles. I think muscles look hot. Girls, guys, muscles look amazing. I wish I had some of my own. Sadly, I'm very limited in that department, but I think muscles... They're beautiful, man. Who doesn't love muscles, man? Muscles are so goddamn hot. It's got to be an S.
I mean, it's one of those things, like, I mean, I see this consistently on Twitter where people, like, complain about muscles and stuff, and, like, especially women with muscles, and it's just, like, it's so odd to me. I mean, like, obviously, we can have our male shitpost fantasies about being Armstrong from FMA, right? Obviously. And that's fine. And then you'll have like you'll have women who post and they got like aggressive like 6-8 packs and stuff. And it's like, is it necessarily my thing? I think it's cool. I think it's neat. It might not be the thing that I gravitate to first and foremost, but it's like, it's so weird that people are just like, oh, well, that's disgusting, or oh, well, that's not attractive. Excuse you? Do you realize that she will open the pickle jar and throw you in she will fold you inside that pickle jar? Do you understand that? That is cool as fuck. I don't know. Maybe I'm weird. Like, muscles, honestly, like A tier. It depends. I like more, I guess, chiseled, not like hyper aggressive Armstrong status, but like, you know, okay. This dude, I guess maybe like what, Roy Mustang status, I guess, right? If I'm talking about muscle mass, where like there's clearly muscle there, especially in the abdomen region, but it's not like over the top. But then like from a comedic meme standpoint, I absolutely love over the top muscle, like 100%.
Tier. Muscles are just netter rare, also known as NTR, I believe.
S tier. I've already given my reasoning for this. I absolutely, like, I'm aware that I'm in the minority of people here. Once again, reality and fiction. I also have personal experiences that put me with empathy towards the person left out in NTR stories. I have to give it S tier. But I understand that is a very unpopular opinion. Also, I have the ability to separate reality from fiction. It's kind of the overarching theme of this video.
Right, that's what it is. Again, if you watch my podcast, we spoke about it at length. I hate this tag. If you don't know what this is, you are so blessed. I'm not going to explain it to you. Don't look it up. You don't want to know. This thing is...
No, don't look it up. It's like when someone asks what's my favorite Zelda game, and I'm just like, Majora's Mask, right? Oh, would you recommend it? No, I would not recommend it. But it's your favorite Zelda game. Oh, yeah, I love it, dude. It's dark. It's amazing. It's dark. It's gritty. It's got Ikana Canyon, one of the spookiest places in Zelda. So you'd recommend it? No, words are said. No, I don't recommend it at all. Like, it's awful. It fucks with people's heads. It's great. But I respect it, right? I'm a person that can look at this, that can have somebody say, oh, no, absolutely F tier. I 100% respect it. There's psychological themes present, and there's just situations that can be traumatic for some people that a lot of people don't like, and that's fine. That's fair. I might put muscles down in somewhere like C or B tier, but someone can put muscles up in S tier. Right? I can see both sides of the argument. As much as I despise Guro, much as I despise it, I understand why someone would rate it highly. I don't know if we would have regular conversations. I don't know if we would have enough in common, like, to have a chat. But I understand the reasoning and respect different viewpoints as long as it remains in fiction.
Awful. This tag sucks. Ninja. No.
I mean, I'm in shinobi status, right? Like, I think it had its time. I think it wore out its welcome, and I think that it's down to like B tier now.
Is this really a tag?
Yes.
You know, I really don't think this should be a tag, but I'll put it in E because I just don't really give a shit. Now, none, again, it's the taboo. It's exciting.
I don't know. I'm going to throw that in like D or F. I don't know. There's something about nuns that are just, it's not even like, oh, well, you're tainting this supposedly pure figure. I don't give a crap about that. Like, I I don't dig it. I don't like it. Something about it just doesn't do it for me. Like, I see it and my brain just kind of like turns into like white static, like Patrick Star spilt milk status, right? I can't do it. But even then, I recognize why people would love it. I totally understand.
It's a little, okay, all right, let's do it. I'm not really that into none, nowhere near as much as Made, but I do think it's quite good. I haven't been disappointed often with none. So I'll put that in C tier. It's very middle of the pack for me. 𝙃𝙀𝙉𝙏𝘼𝙄.
I can't do the laugh. I don't have the right vocals for it. God damn. The actual pose, the actual like hand underneath your chin at the right angle, and you have to like belt the 𝙃𝙀𝙉𝙉 laugh with like your lungs. Oh man. Oh, the memes.
Japanese is used for a master/mistress, someone who is higher rank than you are. I like
usually has hair drills.
this one a lot. I don't know why. The dynamic.
My intrusive thought literally almost blurted out because you're a bottom. I am so sorry, CDawgVA. I did. That was the intrusive thought. That is not an accusation. That is not an allegation. I am so sorry. Oh my god. What were we talking about? I'm sorry, that intrusive thought really kind of like T-Bone sideswiped me like Truck Coon and Isekai anime. Oh my god. What were we talking about? 𝙃𝙀𝙉𝙗. Okay, I don't know. Like, if it's like two love ruse status or like meme ecchi anime status, I don't like them. If they have like an actual personality and then confront as an 𝙃𝙀𝙉𝙗, I don't know. Like, maybe up to be. I don't know, dude. Like, it's just, it's hard for me to really put it. I'll throw it in like B tier asterisk. It just depends on how it's written.
It's kind of exciting, especially if they're both really super into it. It's kind of hot. That's an A tier for me. That's definitely A. Okay,
Fair.
Next up we have the nurse tag. You know, I do think
it had its error. I think it wore out its welcome. I think that, I don't know. It's kind of worn off on me over the years. I got to throw it in like C.
that Brock, you know, from Pokemon was onto something. Nurse Joy is very attractive, and I think that nurses in general are just hot. You know, what's not hotter than one, being attractive, and two, helping people. You know what I mean?
Oh no. Chat, please tell me he knows how freaky some nurses are. Oh no. I don't remember if they were Reddit posts or if they were Twitter posts. I can't remember. But there was a post about, like, in the same vein as, like, date a gamer boyfriend. You don't have to worry about him cheating because you know where he's going to be at every second of every day. Right? Like, that kind of status. But there was something along the lines of, like, date a nurse because we know how to deal with shit. We know how to heal trauma, like actual physical trauma. We're gone most days, so if you need to go out drinking with your friends, play D&D or game or whatever, you have plenty of time to. Also are just freaks in the sheets. Obviously, that's a broad generalization. But oh my god, does it make so much sense? Oh my god. After that post, everything made a little bit more sense about nurses. I feel like hospital personnel are definitely underrated.
That's just hot. They help you so much. They help you get off. Nurse. To all the nurses out there watching this, you are just absolutely fantastic. Very attractive people. Office lady. Something about someone.
I don't know. I think office lady is like B tier for me, but teacher is like S tier. They can like kind of like intermix with each other because the aesthetic can be similar, especially with like Japanese office teacher, my god, office lady and teacher kind of like being intermixed in terms of aesthetic sometimes. Like, I have one in mind. I'm not going to name it. I'm not going to name who it is. I don't know. It just mixes. I think that office lady, I see the appeal, especially if we get to like Kobayashi maid status, like just personality wise of like, yeah, this is my day job. I'm just this office lady. And then, oh, cool. I'm just this boisterous drunk, or I have a personality outside of work and work sucks, that kind of thing. Right. Like, I could totally see that, but I still think it falls below teacher. So I'll probably put like office lady in like B tier. Teacher is like A, tentative S.
Who's getting that bread, working hard, needs to relax a little bit. I don't know. I'm getting really into this. There's just something so attractive about somebody who works their ass off towards something, who just needs to let loose a little bit. You know, needs to relax. That's a B tier for me. It's very attractive. It's not as good as Nurse, but better than none for me. Orgasm denial. I'm
actually okay with it. I'm actually super okay with that. Ethan, Ace, thank you for the bits. I'm very mixed on it. I would put it up towards B. I think that it can add some really good spice to a story, but I think that it can become a like token tag really quick.
I haven't really seen this much. I don't think this is quite common in the media that I watch. It's fine, I guess. I don't really have strong feelings on this one. I'm a busy guy. I got shit to do. I can't wait for 40 minutes for you to not do it, you know? So this is probably a D from me. Pegging.
It might actually, because it might be in more NTR, actually. There might be more of a presence in NTR than, like, say, vanilla. Pegging, A tier, actually.
I believe in equality.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that when you first watch it, you're like, whoa, it's kind of funky, huh?
I believe in equality, he says, to which my immediate follow-up is, if I'm expected to have a 2-foot-long hot dog, by God, she should have a 2-foot-long hot dog as well. All I'm going to say, okay? CDawgVA. Oh my God, this is off the rails.
Kind of weird. But I think as you mature as a man, and you mature as a human being, you realize that pegging is true equality. It's fine. Yeah. It's all right. Yeah. It has its place. It's a C tier for me. Pregnant, this is one of those categories that is so wildly different to the tag and to real life, I imagine.
This is definitely one of those that, like, is a spectrum, kind of like horror for me. Because pregnant can go, like, from, like, Nakadashi impregnation status all the way to, like third trimester. It's so mixed. And, like, I guess the earlier it is, like, once again, coming off on the, like, psychological aspect of that, okay, I'm into it. But if we're talking about, like, later stages, nah, not a fan. I can't do it. Not into it. I don't know what it is about it. It's not like a physical thing. It's like the mental thing, I think. I don't know. I think it also gets weird because especially when you start getting later, like literal baby. I don't know. There's something about it that just gets weird to me.
In the fictional aspect, it's fine. I'm sure there's a time when it's attractive, but it's probably a D, maybe an E, high E tier for me. All right, 𝙃𝙀𝙉𝙏𝘼𝙄. I'm probably butchering that. Sorry to all the people.
I think that 𝙃𝙀𝙉𝙏. It might be Chinese.
Watching who give a shit. This is absolutely stunning. I love this dress. It's
oh yeah. We covered this prior. I always forget about this. Yeah, it's the yeah. I don't know. Maybe like B, C. I'd probably put it in C.
It's hot. A tier, Connor, not S. Shimmer pen. It's just panties with
I actually hate this. I actually hate it. This actually ruined stuff for me because it's so token at this point. This was funny in 2012, right? This is funny as adult Kip being like, haha, funny, etchy, funny pantsu meme. Now I'm just like, I don't know. I feel like we're layers deep in the meme at this point. I don't know. It gets like a D for me.
Stripes on them? This does not need to be a genre. I don't know what this is because I'm never looking at this shit because why would I? It's literally just striped pants. Who gives a about striped pants? They're
you underestimate the internet.
Probably coming off anyway. Spats like an argument to my understanding in the English language.
Oh my God. Yeah, actually, no, he has a point there, actually. No, that's not me making fun of. That's, oh my God, like, he's actually right. Like, he's right. Oh my God. Yeah, he's right. I'm trying to find an example when I've done something like that. Oh my God, there's been something I've done like that. Oh, if I think about it, I'll bring it up. There's definitely something where I've like said the word and I'm just like, yeah, the word. And somebody's been like, what? And I'm like, yeah, that. And he's like, Kip, do you know what that actually means? Oh, I know what it was. I know what it was. There's a I'm not gonna say it because TOS, right? And this was actually me genuinely not knowing. There's a certain C word that was used for as a Chinese slur, and I didn't know what this was, and so I asked a buddy of mine who I'm like, "So what does this word mean?" And he just looks at me and he goes, "Fuck, did you just say?" I'm like, "Yeah, I have no idea what this means." And he's like, "Dude, that's a slur. You can't say that." I'm like, "Oh. Okay, obviously I wasn't going around saying a word that I didn't know about, right? In a controlled environment with someone I trusted, I'm like, yo, I don't know what this is. Somebody please explain what this word is to me. Which, to be fair, if you don't know, it is best to ask or Google something, right? Don't, if you don't know what a word is, generally don't go shotgunning it. Because, you know, what if I shotgunned that in public, right? That would have been a really bad situation, right? Naturally, this is a, you know, looking at not quite the same thing because this is looking at a word that has, it's like if somebody was like, you go to Australia and they're just talking about thongs and you're just like, excuse you? What's happening here? And then you're like, oh, no, it's a type of sandal down here, right? That kind of thing, right?
Language is an argument. I don't think it's that. But if it is that, why? I don't give a shit. Stockings.
Yes, I do like stockings and leggings. I do have an actual like thing for that.
Quite like stockings. I think they're fine. I don't think they need to be. No, they do need to be their own category. I'm kidding. They lean on like stockings. Okay, yeah, they do belong in their own category. You know, it's just about their own category. I would give this one a B. I quite like stockings. I think stockings look really attractive on anyone. So next up is the succubus, and I'm gonna have to expose myself here. I love it. Who doesn't want that? Who doesn't want someone who is just completely obsessed with them and you know, using them as a piece of meat? That's very attractive.
Yeah, I could go S on this one. Yeah. It's kind of like the concept of it's just so blatant. It's like, okay, we're doing this. Cool, awesome, let's go.
Attractive to me. I think that belongs in S tier. I have never ever been disappointed by watching the succubus tag. It's always been enjoyable for me. 10 lines. Now, I
think that this one, I think there's a point. I think subtlety, it's great. That gets like A. I think if it's like really noticeable, like we're talking like really noticeable, I think that goes down to like C. I think the more subtle it is, the more additive it is.
I get it. I kind of get the appeal. A little bit. I don't really think it belongs in its own genre. It's okay. It's fine. Yeah, D. Tentacles. I've never really found tentacles attractive.
S. No, no question. S. The amount of story elements. Do you summon tentacles? Are they aliens? Are they some ancient eldritch entity? Is the number of story elements and routes that we can go to. It's also just a staple. In the words of literal Jesus Christo himself, it just works. 16 times the detail.
You know, because normally when there's tentacles, it's not really a connection. It's just kind of like a squid doing things to a person. You know, and maybe that's attractive to someone.
Was that actually a squid, though? What was that?
Like a squid doing things to a person. You know,
I don't remember the name of it. Nautilus is... It's not a nautilus. No. I don't know if that was a squid, though.
And maybe that's attractive to someone else. I understand that. You know, you can do whatever you want. But to me personally, it just feels not very personal. And I need that connection, you know. So it's probably an F tier for me. Teacher, fine.
S, 100%.
I love the teacher tag, all right? What's wrong with me? Probably a bunch of things. I love the teacher tag. It belongs in S tier. And, you know, in real life, it's very concerning. Very up. In fake life, I like it, all right? God damn it, I like it. There is
I don't know, like when we get to universe, maybe I'll have to have a discussion on ethics with my teacher buddy. So let me finish the conversation before we make comments, okay? Like there's actual relevant context here that I'm making that is required before you make a response. So, we're discussion in ethics with teacher buddy in regards to university teachers, professors, and of-age adults like students, okay? If we're talking about like the shoe on head videos that I've reacted to, where we're talking about the epidemic of teachers dating underage students, regardless of whatever gender, whatever they identify as, that's wrong. Once again, under the age of consent, under the actual age of being an adult. No go. Do not pass go. Pretty effed up. More people need to be going to prison for that, okay? What I'm discussing the ethics on is And we're talking specifically about of age in university. Because while we can have of age in high school in the US, I still discount that because there's still minors present, right? Like of age, you're an actual adult, you've chosen to go to higher education, right? Because it's like, you know, you're working at, say, McDonald's or like a movie theater. Like I worked at a movie theater, or, you know, you can be doing that and go to college, or just going to college, university, right? We're talking you're specifically an adult. And the ethics that go into being a professor dating a student, I think that would be interesting to explore. I think that's more morally and socially acceptable. So that's why I said to wait to the end of that, because that's one of those you pause and you write, Kip, I'm pretty concerned about what you just said. And it's like, no. I started that off 100% on the wrong foot by just declaring ethics first rather than my actual intention of like university and adult. Like, yeah, I could have restructured that a little bit, but I was already on that. And I'm like, okay, let me work through the process. Then we'll get to that. I think that it works. I think that it could work IRL in a setting like that. I think separating like art and reality. I don't know. I like teachers. I like teacher aesthetic.
Not enough teacher content out there that we need. We frankly need more. Tsundere. Kind of like kudere a bit, but it's kind of in the same category to me.
I don't like it D tier.
I do like it sometimes. Tsundere has to be done perfectly. When it's done perfectly, it's A tier. When it's done badly, it's a C tier. That means I should probably put it in B, but I kind of want to put it in A. Tsundere's, there's so many times where I've been disappointed by it though. You know, we've seen so many boring ass tsundere ones out there that I'm just kind of oversaturated with this kind of tag. And it needs to be done right, you know? There needs to actually be a tsundere, you know, not this whole 1 second I'm calling you a dickhead and the very next second we're at it. You know, there needs to be a progression for me to enjoy it. Ugly.
Wow, they have to be well written. What a concept. There needs to actually be substance rather than just being a token tsundere. What a wild common. Why would you say something so reasonable on the internet, CDawgVA? Ugly bastard. I want to throw this in like A because of the shitpost and memes. But like, if I had to actually consider it, it's probably somewhere in like C or D.
Bastard. This is probably the worst of the worst for me. This is just abhorrent.
Really? I vastly despise things like Guro way more than I do Ugly Bastard. But then again, that's also not a consideration for this list, because for all intents and purposes, that is an extreme tag that I didn't know about until somebody mentioned it, and I'm like, what is this? Why is this? Do not look it up. Do not. No. Do not. That is not a challenge. Do not look that up.
Cannot understand why people like this. I have never had trouble understanding something in my life. I can always understand a difference in opinion with someone. I can always come to an agreement, or I can always kind of get where they're coming from. There's just something about it that I don't know what it is, that I just cannot fathom. You know?
I think that it's more of a psychological element. It could be seen as defilement. I mean, we could argue potentially in media such as this, we have men that are seen as less desirable than women, right? I think that we can say from a fairly objective standpoint that, you know, unless you're going for specific tags, the focus will generally be on the woman, right? You're not necessarily coming across an NTR piece where the dude is the one. How do I word it? Swap the gender roles in NTR is what I'm trying to get at. I can't explain it offhand. Like it's the dude is actually the one getting NTR'd, and his girlfriend is the one who's the one getting left out, and like, you know, feels like, you know, she's losing her like partner, husband, man, whatever, right? I think it comes down to a psychological element of defilement, extremism, because, you know, such an extreme body type in comparison to other things, even though it is, you know, there are people that do look like that. I mean, it's like, I think it has to do a lot more with the psychological aspects. Yeah, like I you know, that's kind of where I'd pin that at. It comes down as even taboo. Yeah, psychological, extreme, taboo. Being seen as defiling, so to speak, disgusting, even, you know, throw peanuts, laugh at the circus freak kind of thing. Maybe, I don't know. I could see it. I could totally see it from a psychological standpoint. One of those that like it definitely is done wrong, and I throw that in like F tier, garbage tier. But sometimes I feel it can add to a story, or it can add some psychological element there. And I put that up in like, I don't know, D tier. Yeah, I wouldn't give it C. I'd probably put it in like D. I want to like push it up to C, but I can't justify it.
It's just something that is just so so beyond disgusting. How on earth do people want this? Every time I think I'm gonna enjoy it, this sully ass Monsters Inc. walks
I was actually thinking of this guy specifically. I hated this one.
in. Everything is disgusting about him. He knows he's disgusting and he loves it. It's so Needless to say, it's an F tier for me.
Yeah. No, I respect it. I 100% respect throwing that in the F tier. Like, it's a tag for somebody. Much like certain tags are for other types of people, right? Like, there's a certain type of person that will read Horror Gudo and be like, ah, yes. And nips on their popcorn. Oh, yeah, that one was pretty tame. Yeah, not bueno on that one. Yeah, I don't know. That's a strange one.
Okay. Uncensored. It is a shame that we have to deal with the censorship anyway. But you know what? After you've been dealing with it for such a long time, it almost has a certain charm to it that you can't.
Bro, what could be under that censorship? Dude, there could be an actual, like the USS Texas could be under there. There could be a 50 BMG under there. There could be propaganda under there. We just don't know what's under the censor. We don't know what's under the mosaic. There could be anything under there. Could be a train in there. Who knows? Ooh.
Exactly, see. You do have to use your imagination a little bit. If you'd asked me 3 years ago, this might have been an A. But now it's probably a D for me. I don't think it's that good. All right, vanilla. This is what you've all been...
Uncensored is like B. It's whatever. Vanilla... I don't know. I have to put it like A tier. A good vanilla is good, but a good vanilla has to stand out from all its competitors.
Waiting for. Is Connor vanilla? Yes. I actually enjoy vanilla quite a lot. You know, there's nothing...
And tweet, respect. Not everyone has to be a freak. Not everyone has to be this like shibari exhibitionist. Which, two separate things, right? Like, you don't have to, like, engage in the weirdest of the weird or the strangest or have these, like, really culturally, like, no, not culturally. Like, these really weird things like, oh, well, I am a connoisseur of NTR. Ah, I see you're a good connoisseur of NTR, but have you had a good sheep how, my good sir? You don't... Vanilla is fine. Normalize vanilla being okay and being fine, and that's all it needs to be. That's completely fine and reasonable.
Nothing wrong with a good, honest-to-God... Oh, you're watching vanilla? What are you... I'm over here watching ugly bastard, cheating, blindfold, elf, forced, futanari, nerorare, tentacle, horror, ninja, spats, hentai. I'm so Chad. It's like, no.
It could work. That's a lot of tags. Like, it could work. I could see kind of like, I don't know. Kind of like, not necessarily like a magical girl kind of thing, but like a magical, like, background kind of thing. Ugly bastard is like, I don't know, like wizard teacher dude. I could see this working. I that's a lot to throw together, but I think that there's a through line here. I think you could make something very interesting. Maybe you'd have to extend it to about maybe 3 or 4 chapters. I could see it. I could see it working.
Bro, look at you. You can't enjoy the simple things in life. You have to go and find the most fucked up, weird-ass, convoluted scenario to get even 1/4 of a chub. We're so used to being spoiled, and I think we need to return to our roots a little bit and have a good, honest-to-God vanilla. Ice cream, of course, YouTube, if you're concerned. I'm talking about vanilla. The ice cream.
I honestly agree with them. Like, I 100% agree with them. Stand by my prior statement. Normalize being vanilla again. Normalize, like, just being like, cool, grats, enough is enough. Know where your limits and boundaries are. You don't have to push that. You don't have to find the most wild and like insane thing out there. You don't have to do that.
Flavor. It's going an A. High A tier. Now, next up, we have voyeurism. Sexual satisfaction by watching people secretly. Now, this is strange because...
That's like probably like B tier. B bordering on A, but I'll still say B tier. It's that, I think it's a psychological element that watching others... have fun, but not being able to engage in yourself, which can also go down to like maybe an NTR plot point, right? But like, I don't know. I see it. I see it from more of the psychological standpoint.
Isn't that what we're all doing when we're watching this stuff anyway? It's strange, right? Because when you're watching this category, you're watching someone watch someone. So it's like
Reacception.
voyeurism. I can't really put my finger on it. Maybe there's something forbidden about it that's quite attractive. Probably. But anyway, this belongs in the C tier. X-ray. I don't really give a shit about X-ray. X-ray.
This has been actually one of those that has a specific patterns that have been shown in X-ray. They've been on the rise in recent years. It's one of those that, like, to a point I thought it was fine, but in modern it's just so oversaturated. Some of it's weirdly done. There's been some weird additions to it as well that I kind of put it in like D or F at this point. Like, concept was neat. It's neat as kind of like a spice, like a brief like flicker of like brief couple panels of something. But when you lean too heavily into it, I think it detracts.
Never really done it for me. I've never really been impressed with X-ray. I think it's kind of boring. You know, oh wow, look at you. You can see through walls and clothes and bodies. Oh, isn't that amazing? Off, mate. Just get into it. Just go and do something. Go and do something productive.
Oh, we're talking about two different X-rays here. Okay. How do I dissect that? If we're talking about like superpower, like be able to see through things. Wait, but that's not. Am I the weird one here? Am I the odd one? Did I jump the gun? I'm so lost. I don't know. I'm gonna defer to him.
All right, that's an E from me. And finally, we have the yandere tag. Yeah. Yandere is an interesting one. I have to be honest, it completely depends on the level of yandere. It's kind of like tsundere for me. It has to be done right. We've had a lot of yanderes out there. It's kind of oversaturated. Yeah. I really need to see it done right. You know, like Gasai in Future Diary, a little too intense for my liking. But there is.
I hate I haven't actually watched Future Diaries because I know that will be a bad time. I do not like personalities like
something very, very complimenting about somebody who will go to great lengths just for you. So honestly, it's probably a B tier for me. I don't hate it. I'm normally open to it, but it can be done badly. So I guess the perfect combination in my mind would be a biting, maid-wearing, muscle-built teacher who is also a succubus. That sounds pretty good, actually. Can somebody...
I'd read that. Dude, are you kidding me? I'd read the hell out of that.
Please, make that. I think this is a pretty well-rounded list. What we're going to do is we're going to compare ours to Joey's, because I'm very interested to see what Joey did, actually. Joey put cat girls, crotch tattoo, S tier? What the fuck? Dark skin S tier? I understand. Elf S tier? Horns? Why? A beauty mark. I really don't feel like that deserves to be A. Cheerleader. Freckles. These are literally all the ones I trashed on. Hard pupils. These are, what the f, bro? These suck. These aren't A tier. These are boring tier. I got B.
These are the A tier is very supplemental tags. I can see a lot of these are supplemental. His S tier comes down to them being very big focal points. So for example, there are definitely cat girl focal pointed art. There's definitely dark skin, crotch tattoo, very large emphasis on these. So this list is actually very interesting to compare and contrast to, because the S tier are ones that could kind of stand on their own. Like there's a heavy emphasis on them. A lot of these are actually more humanistic, supernatural, right? Succubus, catgirl, elf, right? Horns even being supplemental, Sheepao being actually really a very specific style of dress. I mean, I could see a lot of these making sense. Like there's a through line here. If I look at the A, beauty mark, cheerleader, freckles, heart pupils, Miko, spat, stockings, I mean, these are very additive. These are very complementary of the material that they go along with. So it's actually very interesting to see that. And then you get down to B, where it's not biting fangs, glasses made, monster girl, muscles, ninja, nun, nurse, obviously. When we start getting into like a separation between the both S and A, but to a lesser degree, we have things that kind of stand on its own, like, you know, kind of like teacher. Elf kind of stands on its own. Teacher kind of stands on its own. Tsundere being a large tro. It's very interesting to see the compare and contrast. I could go all day on this.
Tier, fine, whatever. Biting's B tier. It's A tier, bro. Made B? And it deserves to be higher than that. Monster girl, all right, fine. Muscles, B. Come on, Joey. You know that people with muscles are powerful. Nun, nurse, office lady. I feel like you just put all the costume parties in the B tier. Vanilla B. All right, that's fine. That's fine.
Oh, yeah. B tier is just your certified convention status. This is what you'd go to like an anime convention and find.
C, exhibitionism. I did that too. Eye patch. What? Really? Who gives a shit? Futanari in C. Oh my gosh.
Bruh.
Shimapan at C? Really? Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? It's just pants. Tan lines at C, an X-ray at C.
It's not so much that they're just pants. It's what they represent. They're a symbol. Probably the dumbest thing I've ever said.
Whatever. D, blindfolds. Why are you scared of the blindfolds, Joey? They're amazing. E, bondage. All right, okay, fine. She can. All right. Horror, okay, agreed. Humiliation. All right, fair enough. Tentacles.
So he does come across as more... God, more vanilla, slightly daring, very into spicy aspects is how I'm going to word that. Very fantasy aspects, such as succubus, elf, horns, and stuff like that. But definitely putting things in regards to like more like heavy content, such as like, you know, bondage, going into humiliation, voyeurism, yandere. Those are rated lower. Interesting. So coming across as very vanilla, but also very daring. I like it.
Agreed. Voyeurism. E. All right, agreed. F, cheating. That's because Aki had a f***ing gun behind him. Like, Joey, I know you're going to put F, right? Forced. Agreed. Netherette. Agreed. Orgasm denial. All right, fair enough. Pegging. All right. Pregnant. All right, fair enough. I understand. An ugly bastard. All right, okay. Some there shocked me. But I understand where he's coming from. I know Joey. I kind of expected some of these. Joey really likes the superficial stuff at the top, and Joey doesn't really like anything too extreme, I think. Yeah, that's fair enough. All right. Let's go to Sydney's. Sydney didn't actually make the tier list. She just got her editor to do it, and she doesn't have the tier list, as she just told me. Imagine not being this organized. What the f***? So I actually don't have anything to compare Sydney with, but just to give you an example, Sydney likes orcs in like S tier, which is just like, okay, and Sydney likes ugly bastards. So frankly, we're probably not going to get anything good out of Sydney's list anyway.
Her list interests me. Like her list, it's the reasoning behind it. If anything, like I like tier lists like these because it's kind of like a Pokemon Smash or Pass where it reveals something about someone's personality. Like you have someone look at Beedrill and they're just like, oh, pass, 100% bug, and someone else is just like Beedrill. Smash, right? It's just such a mixed bag. It's very interesting because it's very revealing about a person, and it gives their insight into something like it. It's a tier lists like this are a vehicle for people to come around a very common subject, whether that be Pokemon tier list, a tier list like this, whether that be a car tier list, right? What is it going to say about someone that says, man, I hate Ford. I never had a good Ford. Fords are built tough, built dumb. I never had a good Ford. And the same person's also like, God, I love my PT Cruiser. You know what? They just work. I love the kayak. It's Toyota, right? Toyota PT Cruiser, I think, right? I think. I honestly forget. I don't car. Versus someone who's just like, God, I hate Toyotas. Nissans, though, chef's kiss, love Nissans. Honda, a little lower on that, right? Any circle that you have, whether it's going to be automotive, whether it's going to be things like this, you can have tier lists that bring people from a sphere together to all give their opinionated inputs to and give their feedback on it to really kind of humanize someone more. I really like tier lists as a concept.
I'm going to say that I have the best taste. I think that's fair. I'm obviously not being biased when I say that I am the best and I have the best taste. Frankly, that's no surprise to anyone, I think. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't take anything I said in this video too seriously. It was all just for fun, and a lot of it is jokes, so please don't worry. But if you did enjoy this video, please don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Most of you aren't subscribed, so if you did enjoy this video, maybe consider subscribing, and I might talk about other strange things in my life. I also have missed an upload here and there recently, and I'm really sorry. I've just been super busy, and it's really difficult to keep on top of everything. I'm doing so much right now. I'm sure if you follow me on social media and my live streams and all that. I'm live streaming all the time over on my Twitch. Please go and check it out. We do a lot of fun stuff over there. I'm also making a lot of videos on a second channel. We also have Trash Taste. I'm doing a lot right now, so I do apologize if I miss an upload here and there. I really try not to. I really hate missing uploads, but I am trying to, and I don't also want to push myself to the point where I don't enjoy it anymore, so I'm being mindful of that. So if I have to miss a week, I miss a week. It's not a big deal. To those of you who are also over the age of 18, feel free to go and use this tag maker and tweet me your tier list of sorts. I'd be interested in seeing if I'm alone in my opinions. But anyway, see you guys soon. This video is sponsored by the lovely folks at Boxu. Now, if you don't know, Boxu here is a premium Japanese snack box subscription service that delivers snacks from Japan straight to your door. Boxu honors Japanese heritage and empowers artisanal makers by partnering with them to bring authentic flavors around the world. And Boxu offers free shipping to the US. First-time Boxu customers will receive the Seasons of Japan box so they can get a taste of the snacks per season. And then repeated customers will get a themed box every month. Tanabata is a holiday that happens every single year around the summertime, and this is is celebrating then, and the Summer Matsuri, which just means summer festival. But inside of this box is just a bunch of wonderful snacks. There's teas there. There's some beautiful senbei, I think, in here. Oh, there's more tea as well. Chocolate banana lang de chat. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Ooh, there's some cute dango in here as well. I've been living in Japan for a while. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Even I haven't experienced some of the unique flavors that they offer here. So if you truly want a unique experience and unique taste from Japanese flavors, this is the box to get. So use my code CDawg20 to get 20% off your first authentic Japanese snack box from Boxu. Take advantage of this limited time offer. So thank you, Boxu, for supporting this channel. And if you want to grab your own Boxu, go and smash that link in the description down below. Hope you enjoyed the video. Bye.
So I could have clicked off the ad. I never click off ads. I think that it's disingenuous to anyone you're reacting to. I like watching the ads. I appreciated that I was at the end. I liked it. I understand where people are going to click off, but I do appreciate that it was at the end, and I wanted to make sure I watched it. So 9 out of 10. The things that did kind of spoil the ad for me, that was going to audio. The audio was a little different. If you actually go from the thing beforehand, like the actual video beforehand, into the read, it was a little more reverb in there, right? Reverb something you could hear, right? The audio wasn't treated the same. Then you go back to midway through where he talks. You can hear he talks on his like actual like studio mic again, and then he comes back into, and the audio is just different again. The audio inconsistency did do it for me. It did knock that down a couple pegs, but overall, liked that it was at the end. I liked that it was relevant to the source material. I liked that it, you know, is audience focused as well, right? Like, hey, you're watching a CDawgVA video on a cultured tag tier list, right? So you know, you might maybe this would interest you. You know, I liked it. 9 out of 10. But this was awesome. This is an awesome list. I will refrain from making a list and tagging people in it because I feel that people's sanity needs to be left in check. I don't know. Been debating on making one of these. I feel like I need to just do some of these tier lists over on the main channel. I know I do still owe people a Pokemon Smasher Pass. Just getting around to actually doing it and then editing it down has been kind of a monumental task for me, especially being on top of, you know, the React channel and stuff. But yeah. Let me know what you thought about this. Let me know what your thoughts were. Let me know if I said absolutely something just odd, or maybe I came with the right attitude. Yeah, I get it. People have different tastes, different things for different people, and you know, as long as people are being chill about it, as long as people know that reality is different from fiction, that goes a long way in these conversations. So thank you, CDawgVA, for making such an amazing video. Really loved it. Really appreciated it, and I'll see you all in the next one.